Hi and welcome to another episode of Sea Change Cinema. I'm Abby C and it's amazing to see you here for another episode. How are you getting on with your business growth planning this year? Have you got something in mind for 2022 that will bring in an extra income stream or will elevate your business in some way? That could be something like a program or a course, a membership, a series of webinars, or maybe you've got a new service that you've been thinking about over the past year and you want to bring it to life so that customers and clients can find it and buy from you. Now, as you know, I talk about launching all the time, and I don't just talk about monetary launches. I believe that you can use the launch process to launch your email list, to launch a free guide or a free book that you've created to help your clients and customers on social, to launch a free webinar or a co-working session. There's a whole host of things that you can launch. The whole process begins with an idea and ends with an opportunity for someone to take action, whether that's to download something or to buy something. So launching can be small and launching can be big, but if you want to push your business forward this year, then launching something with a financial result is going to do that. So if that's what you've got planned for this year, then you're in the right place, because today's episode of Sea Change Cinema is all about that. So you've got something that you want to launch this year, you've come up with the idea and you have made a commitment to yourself that this is the year you're going to do it. First of all, can I just congratulate you on that part, because I know how hard that can be, and I know how hard it is for lots of other business owners who, were completely bombarded by other people doing this stuff. And it can be difficult when you want to do it too, to see all of these other success stories or alleged success stories of other people doing it. And this year you're doing it, and also I'm doing it. So let's congratulate ourselves on, taking the next step, because you can never get anywhere if you don't take the steps. So this year you're launching something. Let me make it easier for you. I've designed a framework to help you prepare for your launch so that when the real work kicks in, the real muscle work of getting out there and selling it and sharing it on social, when that all kicks in, you have done so much preparation work beforehand that the launch process itself, that burst of time where you start to tell people that it's available and where people can buy it or book it, that burst of time can be such hard work. And if you've done all of the groundwork and the foundation work beforehand, then it can actually be really enjoyable, because you're excited about it, you know what you're talking about, and you know what you need to say to get other people excited about it. So the framework that I've designed to help you prepare for the launch pad, let's call it, is called the Waves. It's a 5-stage approach where you work through the key areas to get prepared for launching. Now, next week and the following weeks, I will be sharing each of the different steps in more detail to help you work through them. But for today, I'm going to give you an overview, and you can start thinking how much you already know about these steps and how much more work you need to do in the research and the planning. Are you ready? Let's dive in. So the first step on the Waves framework is the letter W, and that stands for work on your offer. I have tried very hard to find another W, but I can't. So stick with work, please. Work on your offer. Now, this is where you get really clear on what you are going to be launching. How does it look? Is it going to be a program? Is it a course? Is it a membership? A new service? How long will it run for? Is it a weekly thing that can be done over 5 or 6 blocks? So that's 5 or 6 weeks. Is it double that because you want to give people implementation time? Is it an afternoon webinar? Work out exactly how long you need to give your clients so that they can start the work, implement the work, and move on from the work in a better position. And also, what is your process? Now, in this video, I've talked to you about my WAVES framework. Do you have a framework? Do you have a process? It's really important to get that clear, because once you've worked out the process, you'll be able to be much clearer on how long it will take and what it will deliver. And that is a really key part of this stage of the planning for working on your offer, is what does it do? What is the outcome, and what is the promise that you're going to make the people who choose to buy from you? So work on your offer. How much detail have you got on that already? The next stage on the WAVES framework is audience research. How well do you know the people that will buy this offer from you? What did they struggle with? What are their, it's called pain points. What are their pain points? And what did they want to achieve when they finished this, working with you on this offer? What do they want to get after working with you? What is the end result? If you're setting up your offer to make their life better in some way, what is it that you're giving them? What have they achieved when they finish working with you on this offer? And once you've worked out the questions and the answers to that puzzle, then you will be able to go back and match it against your offer and ask yourself, have I actually answered all of these questions? Am I really giving these solutions to their problems? And if not, what else do you need to add in there so that you can? We're on to V of the WAVES framework, and that is all about value and values. And I'm talking about personal values just as much as any actual value for money or effort. So what values will you put in place when you're running this offer that will make people attracted to it? Will you run it with integrity? Will you run it with honesty, with energy, with positivity? It's really important to define your values so that you can match your content and any other sales messaging that you have to make about your offer with those values. So people who share those values will be drawn to it and attracted to it and relate to it and buy it. But also you're looking at what value you offer these people. They're giving you their money, they're giving you your time, they're giving you their effort and energy. And how will you reward them for that? What value do you offer that you can talk about and share so that they can see not only are you running this offer from a place of soul and value and integrity, but also that they are going to get so much out of this that matches their problems, that is the solutions to what they're looking for. And that is where you will be able to match what you're trying to sell with what people are really looking for. And that is the really beautiful part. Moving on to E, and it's everyday planning. Now, a launch plan can last as long as you want it to take. It can stretch on for a year. It could be done in a month, depending on how quickly you want to get your idea out there and how quickly you want to start making sales. Your launch plan can be structured around that. But one word of warning is don't let it drag on too long. It can be very tempting to start something now to launch in Q3. I understand why you might want to do that, a long lead-in time, confidence, building your audience, but ultimately, this is your first launch. So let's not get tied up in how much money you can bring in this launch, how many people you're going to bring in or have on the wait list or anything like that. This launch is all about trying things out and just getting it to happen. So your plan, if you take 6 months to do this plan, then that's 6 months you've got to wait to get all of the data and get all of the information about what did and didn't work so that you can relaunch and have a more successful launch second time round. So find a plan that works for you in terms of timeline, but also in terms of this energy that you've got right now where you really want to launch something. The other thing to take into consideration is how long your program or your membership or your course will run for, and work back the way, because if yours is an 8-week program and you're planning on launching it in the next month and a half, then possibly Easter is going to be a big part of that. And so do you need to build in holiday time and all that kind of thing? So keep an eye on dates, keep an eye on holiday times that are going to totally knock you off your axis, and work out your launch plan and your timeline based around what you know about your audience and what will and won't affect them to take the course, to start the course, to complete the course. And finally, the last part of the Waves framework is S, sharing it and selling it. Now, through the course of your research, you've worked out what your clients' pain points are, you've worked out what they're really struggling with, and you've worked out how your offer will help them with that, and the results that they want to walk away with at the end of it all. So that is going to be your core message, and you need to get that message out there now. You need to start warming up your community so that people can know something is coming that's going to help them with their problems. So work out what you need to be able to start doing that now. Do you need to grow your audience? In which case, sending out more emails, sharing more of your amazing content on social media to grow your audience, to get people into your email list so that you can share even more value with them. Do you need to change your platform? Where do your people hang out? And finally, what is going to stop you from doing that? All of the mind monkeys that are going to be in the way, saying to you, don't do this, she's doing a better job than you, all that kind of stuff. What do you know about yourself that will get in the way, and what strategies can you put in place to avoid them? Now, that's the Waves framework. How do you feel about that? Can you use those 5 key foundational points to prepare and plan for an amazing launch? You can. I know you can. If you want to access the worksheet for today's episode, you could do so in the show notes below. And if you have any questions about the Waves framework and how that might be able to help you with your next launch, you can send me a DM on Instagram at The Launch Lifeline, or you can send me an email, which is also in the show notes. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me for another episode.